Good morning, good morning. All right, enough of that. Good morning and happy birthday, America. Happy birthday. All right, so today's agenda. Right now, I'm on my way to go get a Dunkin' Donuts coffee, if they're even open. I know that the gas station Dunkin' Donuts that are off the highway usually are open. So if the one I usually go to isn't, I'm gonna go there and get one. What else? Oh, today we are pulling plugs and doing a compression check. Last night I was just too tired, so I was gonna do it last night and then start ripping it apart last night if need be, but I was just too damn tired. So, oh well. Rome wasn't built in a day. So, get this off me. Yeah, so that's the plan. We are gonna do a compression test, and we're gonna find out where the hell this blow by is coming from. I can't really say it's blow by, but because it's not really smoking out the tailpipe on idle. But we were gonna find out where all this oil is coming from. Why there's so much oil getting pushed out of the pan between the pan gasket or whatever. I think that's where it's coming from the pan gasket. And I made a pretty big purchase last night, so I'm keeping that a surprise. Just want to tell you that there is a package ordered, and we will be seeing it. I don't know, it said 7 to 10 days due to high demand, whatever that means. But usually when you have something high demand, you have enough of them in stock. Well, I shouldn't say that, but I've done my due diligence and research on this product, and it's not like everybody's fucking race car has one. You know what I mean? I haven't seen anybody's race car have one. So we'll see. I ordered it last night, which is obviously it's the 4th of July, so they're not there today to fulfill any orders, which is fine. I understand that. But all right, folks, I'm gonna run in here and get a coffee, and then we'll go back and do some compression testing. Yeah, buddy. Okay, we are back. There's some lights on here. I had a couple bulbs that are out. That's why it's so dark in here. So I'm gonna pull all the plugs, and we're gonna do a compression test. So I'm not gonna film that. So I'm gonna pause you guys, and here we go. Let's hopefully not find anything broken, but I got a funny feeling I got a broken piston or a ring, so it's just stuck in my gut. So, all right, I'm gonna pause you guys. Okay, so first step, I got all the plugs out. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna inspect them. We're gonna look at them, see if there's any different colors from cylinder to cylinder. They should be all like a milk chocolate-ish color, depending on really what fuel you're using. I use a E85 blend, about E50 or so lately. because I feel that it's been running a little lean, I think. But not according to the wideband. Both of them, there's one in a Holley and there's one I have a gauge. They're both reading perfect. But I just feel that it's a little lean. But, so we're now going to inspect the plugs. I'm going to look. They all should be like a milk chocolate color. If any of them are darker, then that's going to be our trigger where we're going to go and check compression. We're going to check compression on all cylinders. But, okay, so let's go down the line. We'll go with the even cylinders first. This is 2. That looks perfect. This is 4. That's perfect. 6. Perfect. And 8. Perfect. Okay, those all look good. Let's come over here. Aim this. Grab this light here. Okay. 1. Perfect. 3. Perfect. 5. That scratching on the end there, that's just from me taking it out. It was just a tight fit to get through. The gap is perfect. Let's look here. Yeah, the gap's perfect. Okay, and 7. Perfect. Okay, so they all look absolutely perfect. I number them. When I take them out, I don't know if people do this, if anybody else does this, but I always pull them out and I number them where they came from. Then that way, say if one of these plugs was black, I'd be able to go, okay, well, cylinder 8 was black. Let's check that one first, you know? But, all right, so all the plugs look perfect. So, man, it is freaking hot. It's like 100 degrees out, and it's like 10 o'clock, 10:30, 11 o'clock, something like that. It's hot. Jesus, I'm sweating like a pig. All right, yeah. Let's, get the compression testing. All right, gonna pause you. Okay. Cylinder 1. $150. Okay. Cylinder 3. Exactly the same. Actually, it's 160. Cylinder 1 was one. I was right there too. So, I'm sorry, I was looking at the gauge wrong. It's 160 cylinder 1, 160 cylinder 3. Okay, cylinder 5. This is the piston that I broke last time. Whew. 160. All right, 160, cylinder 5. Okay, cylinder 7. Whew, 180. Cylinder 7's an overachiever. All right. Okay, cylinder 2. Whew! Cylinder 2, overachiever 2. 160, 170, somewhere in there. Holy smokes. Cylinder 4. $170. Cylinder 6.
It's also got this, which is this one doesn't actually have it.
Whew, 180. Okay, cylinder 8. Last one.
And then
180.
It's kind of like one of the big things about the GDR at the time is that it was a full drive. So it was probably a pretty big deal back in the day. Back in the
Okay, so
I was trying to think of what else.
let me take you off here. I mean, actually, zoom you out.
BMW and
There.
an E30 that was
Yeah. Okay, so state of health of all the pistons and cylinders is good. We have a variance between 170 and 180 pretty much throughout the whole motor, which is awesome. Seeing the last time we did this, let's go here. The last time we did this, I changed the rings in cylinder 1 and I changed the piston end rings in cylinder 5. Now we have like 160, 160, 160, 170, 70, 70, 180, 180. We got, you know, there's a 20-pound difference between a few cylinders, but that could be a result in the engine not running, engine oil is being, you know, pumped. So the cylinders are getting oiled. I have the injectors unplugged and the ignition off, so there is zero gasoline washing the cylinders, so the oil is just building up. So sometimes you will see that when you start at the very beginning, you have, say, 160 pounds of a PSI. And by the time you get to cylinder 8, you've already cranked the motor over 7 times before that. So that engine oil is getting splattered and getting oil in the cylinder walls, and your compression ratio will go up as you do your test. So I would almost be pressed willing to bet if I took that compression tester off, put it on cylinder 1 right now, that would be 180. Want to know why I know? No, ask me why and how I know that. Because I've done it before. So, all right. Well, the state of health of the engine is good. No broken pistons, no broken rings, according to this test. So it looks like we just have an engine oil leak. Now, I'm thinking maybe that the evacuation system, crankcase evacuation system, cannot keep up. So I'm thinking I am going to, if you look right here, where my finger is, here, right there, that's a plug. Obviously, you know that. I have 2 right side valve covers on this thing. So there's a vent here, and there's another one that's over there. Okay? And then obviously we have the breather here, and this is our evacuation to evacuate the crankcase. That's not working or keeping up. So I think I'm going to get under there. We're going to pull the oil, we're going to drop the oil pan. First I'm going to clean up under there with some brake clean and a rag. Then I'm thinking we're going to drop the oil pan and we're going to clean. I'd like to drop the engine oil anyway and get a look at it. So drop the pan, drop the oil, drop the pan, clean all of our gasket surfaces, and I might do a thin layer of GMS all the way around it, and then put it back up and retorque it. Seeing that we're here and the truck is up in the air and it's really not that hard of a job to do, I think that'll help us with this leak. And what else? We'll GMS it, and then oh, and I have these. Who knows? Maybe the crankcase is building too much pressure and it can't keep up. So I bought 2 of these a while ago. They're little breathers. I'm thinking about taking that little breather and putting one on this valve cover, and I'll put one on the other valve cover over there. We might get a few oil drips from here, but so be it. The next thing what we could do is run a hose off of this breather and a hose off of that vent. I'm sorry, off of this vent and a hose off of that vent. Come over here and we can go to our catch can, and I can put this breather on this catch can. So if it's pushing any oil, it'll just push, it'll get caught here, and this will allow the crankcase to breathe a little bit. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about it. See what I have for hose. And we'll take it from there. So I'm super excited. This is a good day. Any day not pulling a cylinder head, is a good day. So I'm gonna come. Look at, I got that and that I brought home from work. Those are both chock full of tools. Okay, now come with me. We're walking out. Then I got torque wrenches. I got, and here are wrenches, like two different sets of wrenches. Yeah, I was ready and prepared to be pulling cylinder heads and changing piston. I'm doing a piston today. So this is very exciting. We're not changing pistons today, and we're not pulling cylinder heads, which is awesome. So now I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to pause you guys, and I'm going to get the cracking underneath the vehicle. We're going to pull those two plugs off, put those vents on, or go over to the catch can. I haven't decided yet, and that's our plan. I laid underneath the truck with a couple cans of brake clean. I cleaned up a good amount of engine oil. And I was going to drop the pan, and I was going to put GMS around the pan gasket and stick it back up there. I've decided I am not going to do that. Reason being, actually, where am I going? Reason being, it's only going to make it a pain in the ass to take it off later. There is a couple things that I need to do. The transmission has to come back out of this thing. I'm going to put in the late model 4L80E that's already built for it. So when I have that transmission out, I'm going to replace the rear main seal housing and the rear main seal. So I decided that I am going to do that at the same time. I'll drop the pan and then I'll reseal the pan at the same time. And I'll do that at work on the lift where it's way easier. So that's my plan. So what I did is I'm thinking that it's just building too much crankcase pressure, and that's what's happening here, and that's why it's pushing oil out the back of it, because that pan gasket shouldn't leak. It shouldn't. All the bolts are tight. I checked everything, so it shouldn't be leaking. So I'm just gonna have to take it easy and keep it out of boost for a while until I can get that until I put the other trans in. So I want to show you what I did. I did exactly what I said I was gonna do. Like I'll say it again. This motor has two right side valve covers. So there's an oil fill here, and there's an oil fill back there. I hate these fucking lights. Alright, there's an oil fill here, and there's an oil fill here. Okay? Along with that oil fill, there is a vent right here. This is supposed to be to go up to your throttle body for your clean air, clean side vacuum for the PCV. That we are not using, obviously, with the plug on there, and there's no PCV system at all on this. Trying to keep engine oil out of the throttle, out of the intake and out of the throttle. We don't want no oil in there. So, alright, now what I did is I came off with a hose here, went back here, came on with a hose, came back here to a T-fitting. On the T-fitting, come around, goes into our catch can, and then a little breather here. So there's actually technically two breathers here. There's one inside the catch can, and then there's this one. We are not putting a vacuum line to this. We're just going to let it vent into here. So that should take care of a lot of the crankcase pressure. I don't know if there's going to be smoke that's going to come out of here. I don't know, because I still do have the evacuation system hooked up as well. So it might pull in clean air here, and exhaust it out the other way, because that is a vacuum source. So that's my plan. We're going to try it, and we're going to see how bad the oil leak. I'm sure it's still going to have an oil leak, but not nearly as bad as it is now, I would seem to think. So I am going to pop these lights off here, plug my injectors back in, and I got the plugs all back in, the plug wires are all back in, and we're going to take it for a ride, and we're going to see what happens, basically. Alright, so I'm going to pause you. Alright, folks. Boys, we are out and about right now. We're in the truck. I'm just basically just going to take it for a short ride here. Not going to hammer it too hard. I cleaned everything up underneath. I just want to see how bad the oil leak is now with the breathers the way I got it now. So I'm going to pause you, and we'll pick it back up later in a little bit. Alright. Everything seems to be pretty good. I don't see any smoke rolling out from underneath the truck or anything like it was before. Maybe a couple wisps here and there, but that could be residual from the being under it. Everything feels pretty good too. You know, boost wide, it's got about 12 pounds at like 50% or so. Talking about. Hell yeah. This thing shits and gets, man. Holy fuck. That's awesome. Alright, I'm gonna pause you. I went to the garage door here. And you remember a couple videos ago, I got back from the same exact ride, and it's actually hot. That was at night. It's hot today. And you remember the smoke that I showed you at the beginning of the video? Zero. No smoke. So that had to have been our problem, is that I wasn't letting fresh air into the evacuation system in order for it to get rid of it. So it must have been just building pressure in there. It wasn't able to keep up, and it was pushing oil out the gaskets. I haven't looked under the truck yet at oil leaks per se, but right where the oil is leaking is right where my turbo crossover pipe goes. So oil leaks right onto the crossover pipe and smokes like a son of a bitch, and there is none. I can smell a little bit of smoke, I can smell a little bit of oil, but it's 230 degrees right now, the motor. That's our next thing we have to address, is heat in this thing. I got these two fans. I got two electric fans there. They suck. They suck big time. Now, I don't know how I'm going to address this. I have a fan. Let me show you. I have an electric fan right there, but it's too thick and I can't fit it in between the water pump and that. There's a couple different ways we can address that. We can it's going to be spending money either way, but one is we would go coolant manifold in the front of the motor and go all dash like 16s, I want to say they are, dash 16s, and get an external water pump, which the external water pump we probably could mount like here, or on the frame rail down there or over there. And then the manifold goes on the front of the motor where the water pump would be, but it's only like this thick. It's only like 2 inches thick. And that would give us all kinds of room in the front. But then once you do that, then you got drive belt routing that you have to deal with. There's a lot of other variables that come into play there. But we definitely do have to address the heat in this truck because it runs like it's 98 degrees, 99 degrees out right now. It runs at a straight 237, and that is just too hot. Too hot. This motor should be running 190, tickling 200 every once in a while at an idle in traffic. It should be. Yeah, heat is not our friend. Not in this motherfucker. But yeah, I just got the electric fans running now just to get some air circulation through them so I can start it and get the temp down. Because look at, let's go in here. Let's look. Coolant temp 251. That's because I just parked it, but if we were to fire it, circulate some cool water through it. 49, 48. So it's dropping. I'm gonna let it drop for a little bit, and then I'm gonna do this again to cool it off. So, all right, 38. It's dropping like a stone now. 36, 35, 34. I'll wait till it plans out. All right, slowing down. 26, 25. All right, I'm gonna stop it there. Turn those fans back on, and we'll let them circulate that cooler water into it, and we'll bring it down gradually instead of just letting it sit there and melt. Let's go under the truck and take a look at the oil situation. You remember what it looked like before? It's completely dry. There's a couple drips over by the plug, right over here. But this whole pan, this whole thing was soaked before. Oil was literally dripping off of the anti-backfire valves, and it is completely dry right now. So that was definitely our problem. Definitely. Which is awesome. I feel a lot better now that worked. So we went from vent tube to a T to our catch can with a breather. I would imagine that there's probably nothing in here. Yeah, there's nothing in the catch can yet, but we're gonna have to keep an eye on those because it could push oil into them and fill them up, and we don't want that either. So, all right, I'm gonna pause you guys. I'm gonna edit this up and post it so we have a midday post. Okay. Happy 4th of July.
Yes, exactly. I mean, look, you could get really lucky, but
Let's fill this up.
we're just putting after, basically after and push up one piece.
Go.
What's pretty amazing about this car is that like all of this stuff will be new.
102 subscribers I got noticed today. 102. Could have lost one, could have gained another, I'm not sure, but we're at 102. So thank you very much. This shot and drink is for you guys. Thank you. Thank you very much. I do this all because, you know, I want people to learn, and I want to learn. So a little bit of entertainment. So shots to you guys. Happy birthday, America.